Folks, what's going on? First episode of 2024. Hope you're all doing well. I'm dressed like a cholo because nothing matters. None of this matters. This is probably the last year before it all burns anyway, right? Am I talking about the fact that there are states that are now not letting Trump enter on the ballot and that'll lead to civil war in the United States? Or am I talking about the Italian Football Federation threatening to kick out any teams that join the Super League from Serie A in perpetuity, forever? I don't know. I'm talking about one of those two things. Either way, the year has begun, and we have much to discuss. And again, let's not even think about those pressing matters, because there is a Neapolitan pizzaiolo who is putting pineapple on his pies now, and we must discuss that above all else. I'm Sam Adamo, and this is the Bordello. All right, what's going on, folks? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the Bordello. I'm Sam Adamo. I'm joined by Dilo. It's the last pod we're recording in 2023. It's New Year's Eve, early in the day as we're banking this. This will be the first episode of 2024. So happy New Year to you all. What's the tone here? Are we going more reflective on 2023 or looking forward to 2024?
I don't know.
Well, that is yet to be determined. I don't know. This will be coming out in the new year, so we'll see. This might have a little bit more of a retrospective tone to it. The last one was the Christmas episode. This is kind of, I don't know. I know it's the new year when this is coming out, but this is the last pod of the year. That's what we're calling it. We're calling this the last pod of the year, even though it's in the new year. I mean, this is being banked on 2023 soil right now. So, yeah, I'm here with Dilo. Dilo is chewing nicotine gum fresh off of a virus, and he's you were just seconds before we began recording. You were looking at your phone. I said, "What's going on? Are you checking work?" And you're like, "No, I'm just checking the lines, checking the lines." You've been
Sunday.
Yeah, man. Oh, football's on today.
Sunday football.
We're getting ready for business. Yeah, well, it's a big day in the business.
Yeah.
It's a big day in your line of work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We were saying before, you've been abusing deposit bonuses, which is smart. You're supposed to. You've been doing it so well. I've been saying you should maybe consider doing this as a career. Mm-hmm. And you said, I wish. And it's interesting to me because I was telling you before we started, I had this realization. Every young boy, when they're a kid, wants to become a pro athlete. If you ask a kid what he wants to do when he's a little guy, when he's a little tyke, he'll say football. He wants to play football. I want to play football, I want to play for the Patriots. I want to be a hockey player. I want to play for Man United. And then they grow up and then they just say, honestly, if I could just fucking bet on sports for a living, that would be better than anything I could possibly do. That'd be even better than playing the sport. You don't have to train.
Then you have cases where they make it and they're still betting.
Well, that's because they're smart. That's what you should. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just rationally. Yeah, we always talk about rational behavior in economics. Mm-hmm. If you're a pro athlete and you're not betting, if you're not leveraging the insider info, I mean, it's good for you. You're a purist, but you're kind of a pussy. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Most of them are. That's okay. That's okay. If I were a pro athlete, I don't know that I would be betting on sports because I would be a pussy and I would be a little bit of I'd be a little bit of a nerd about it. I would be playing the sport and I would be a purist and say, no, I cannot do it. But
I feel like you've had this thought also. It's definitely crossed my mind in a hypothetical situation where I am a pro athlete, like how I would get away with somehow.
I've never thought about that.
You haven't?
I've never thought about that.
That's never crossed your mind?
No, I've never. I haven't thought that many steps ahead. I've long accepted that I wouldn't become a pro athlete. But sure, but how would you get away with it? Why don't we?
No, thinking of tell this person to tell this person.
Well, what sport are you playing, first of all?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You use some type of I don't know, some future bet. You have, let's say, you're in that space. You're, let's say, a professional soccer player.
Yeah.
you hear that they're gonna sign this player, and there's bets offered where you can bet on where this player ends up, what his next club will be, and I don't know I've thought about like how I would get away with somehow placing a bet on. No, I know the information, right?
So how do you do it? How do you place the bet? You placing the bet, or are you giving the
thing.
boys a tip? You're saying
That's
you're
the
telling
thing.
this guy to tell this guy.
Exactly. Would I give the boys a tip? Like, here, make a couple $100. Here you go.
Well, how it happens, here's how it happens, right? Is I make it as a pro athlete, and I know you, and you hound me for it, and I eventually just cave. What happens is a lot of these guys don't even, like, probably want to get into it. They just have, like, friends around them. In this case, if I'm the pro athlete, in this example, in this hypothetical, this, fantasy land, I'm the pro athlete, and you're the degenerate friend.
Okay.
You're the friend who abuses deposit bonuses, who chews nicotine gum 2 days after beating a cold, who says, come on, I need a little juice. You got to give me something. And that's how it happens. That's, in my opinion, that's probably how it goes. Now, I think it's probably much more commonplace than we realize. I also think that's fine.
You think it's common? That was my next question.
It's
you think it happens a lot?
I do, and I think it's fine. That's fine. It doesn't really upset me personally, because who cares?
No, of course.
But truly.
The only people that care are the people taking your bet.
Yeah, but also, like, fans will pearl clutch and say, why must you? You know how much Buffon used to bet? No, but really, like, it was harmless. It was harmless. He was fine. Most of them are smart. Most of them are adults. Let them bet on themselves. Most people aren't betting against the team, and that should be handled internally. That's just an act of insubordination. It's not meant to be handled by the masses, the fans who are aggrieved. No, it's if you find out that a player is betting against the team, I know that you as a fan feel like that's like a personal affront to you, but it's not. It's a personal affront to the guy who's paying his wage. If you're paying the guy's wage and he's undermining the cause and he's scoring an own goal on purpose, the only people who have a right to get mad are not the fans. They're not the fans. You're kind of a simpleton if you just watch a team and you get really riled up to the point that you're naive about the behavior of these men. Now, I get it. Like, I'm a fan of a team, and I try to let myself not think about these things. I try not to think about, like, the meta existential nature of, like, watching a sport where you sometimes think to yourself, who cares? This is just a sport being played. A thing that would piss me off a lot when I was younger, when I would get really riled up about sports, is like kids at school who didn't get it, or like my brother sometimes who was less into it would say, it's just a game, I don't get it. And you would go, it's not a game, it's more than that. And I understand that fundamental like point of I don't know, just like fundamentally I understand being passionate and having fire toward a team. I try to like get there because it's a fun place to be. I try to shut my brain off and not think about how these are just kids who have like come up, who got funneled into the sport at this level, and it all means very little anyway. It's not important. But I try to kind of block all of that out and just try to get riled up when I watch a sport, okay? I try to just enjoy it and feel the emotions and get mad. And sometimes I do, which is nice. It makes me feel alive. Like I was watching a Habs game the other day, and Uri Slavkovsky at the end of the game got smoked. He got hit in the end of the third when we were down a goal. Open ice hit, maybe like to the head. Kind of unclear. On one camera angle, it looked bad. On the other, it didn't. And none of the fucking players on the ice came to his defense. They kind of just stood around with their dick in their hand and waited for the referees to intervene. And I was furious. And I was so mad I called the radio after. I haven't called the radio in 5 years. I turned the radio on to call them. By the way, I mean, my dad made a good point. He goes, yeah, that was a good call. But like he listened to it, and they were like fired up. They're like, oh, that's a great rant there, Sam. Because they normally get like Bruno from Chambly calling, like barely string two sentences together, Not to toot my own horn here, but it was a good fucking call. And I felt good in the moment. I was like, I feel alive. I care, about something. This is nice. I care about the way that hockey's supposed to be played. They should have come to his defense. So I understand feeling like you're owed something from these players because they rep the badge and so on. But no. They didn't grow up liking the team like you do. It's not your team. They're just guys getting paid to do a job, okay? So you need to just relax. You need to relax, and you need to not expect them to have the same level of passion as you do. If someone does, you could say, That's nice. I respect that. Tip of the hat. But you cannot expect that as a baseline, like, baseline level of respect from these players. They just can't get there, a lot of them. They're selfish. They're there for their own careers. They want to, leave their imprint on the world of that sport. They're not there to win for you. It comes from a selfish place. When they win and they get your love and adoration, they love you because you're giving them a positive feeling. You're yelling at them saying, "Say!" And they're like, yeah. Who's the man? I am. Remember the bowling guy, That guy literally threw a strike, and there was just people behind a bar going, yeah. Like, what is it? Maybe 60 people there, and he turns and he's like talking shit to them.
Who do you think I am? Oh no.
I'm the man. Who do you think you are? I am. I'm the man. Well, it's like, dude, you get fired up, but you get fired up when people cheer at a thing you did, but it comes from a selfish place. It comes from a selfish place. At the end of the game, when you win, I'm sure it feels good to run over to the away end or the home end and go, yeah, you do the big jump, right? You run up with your teammates and everyone jumps and all the fans go, yeah. It's a fun thing that happens in unison, but you're not having some real, are you having like a real, transcendent human experience where there's a transfer of energy and they're giving you energy in the stands and you're on the field taking, maybe, but that's also, here's a problem. One of the best ways you can kind of just, and people dismiss you when you say this now, and I do this a lot and I got to do it less because I got to find better ways of using my speech, but the best way you could describe a lot of situations is, it's just such a great, that's gay. Bro, what are you doing? The energy you give us. Okay, bro, that's gay. Shut up. Don't be a pussy. That's kind of what it's like. You could think that in private, but it's like, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. Just shh. Keep it to yourself. If you feel like there's a real transfer of energy from the fans, don't intellectualize it. Just think about it and go, nice, and just fucking shake and go, yeah, whoa, and just get fired up and do your job. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to say, you give us energy and I don't know. A lot of people that hear that just kind of, a lot of fans that hear that, dude, they get excited about it. I mean, they're just looking for a distraction about the fact that they're going to die one day. No, but really, it's
back to this.
Back to what?
That nothing matters. We're all gonna die.
I don't mean to be a nihilist. I'm trying to. You got to understand that it doesn't matter and say, I'm going to watch it anyway. That's the real place you should get to, is none of this matters and I choose to care about it. That's what I try to do, is I say, this is stupid. None of this matters. These guys don't care about me. I don't really care about them. We might be friends if we met. We might hate each other if we met. That's neither here nor there. None of this really matters, but I'm choosing to care about it. Today, right now, I'm choosing to care about it. Because one day, I will be dead, and none of this matters anyway, so I may as well just feel some stuff while I'm here. No, but really, that's the way you would kind of go about it. It's not like a nihilistic thing where it's like, oh, none of this matters anyway, don't even watch it. It's like, no, watch it, because none of it matters. Watch it because none of it matters. But don't expect the world from them. And expect these guys to wet their beaks a little bit. Expect them to wet their beak a little bit. Fuck, You have an opportunity to make Apple money. You make money anyway, but you have an opportunity to fall into even more money. You get a thrill out of it. I mean, you got to realize it's when you're playing a whole career, when you're playing out an entire career over 10, 12, 15 years, it could get boring at one point. You might just start to think, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. Because people just naturally kind of question everything they do. Sometimes, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? And then it's when you're in the world of soccer, just the momentum of being a pro athlete probably just, compels you to keep going, I guess. But then you do have these few guys who will just say, I'm not into this anymore. Like Osvaldo. Remember Pablo Osvaldo? He was too much of a thinker for his own good. He was too cool for his own good. He was too much of a of a renaissance man for his own good. He played music, he modeled, you know. So eventually at like 32, he got bored and said, "Yeah, I'm out," type of thing. I think that's what happened with him. They will get bored sometimes. They will consider, you know, all the things that they could have done that they've never done, and eventually maybe, you know, you try it out. You try it out. You tell a friend, fuck it. You know, no one will know. You do have a lot of really risk-averse guys, I think, that don't ever, like, do anything of that, you know, of that variety. But I do think that there definitely also are guys who think, yeah, no one will ever find out about this. You got to be smart about it, too. We only hear about the guys who are just stupid who get caught. You know?
Yeah.
The only people that are doing it are not the people that get caught. The people that get caught, like, send text messages in a WhatsApp group. You understand how crazy that is? Mm-hmm. You just got to tell your friend. Like, you know, you make sure Alexa's not in the room and you fucking...
Imagine how much more interesting the stories of the ones that haven't gotten caught. Just in general, not even just betting or whatever. Even, like, think of criminals and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. People that just commit crimes and get out.
Yeah.
People that know to get out.
Never got caught.
I think if you get caught for anything, you fucked up. If you get caught committing a crime, you fucked up. You got greedy. You got lazy. You got reckless. If you get caught betting on a sport, you get... No, but think about how many, like, fuck-ups happen every week. Like, just on the field. You can mask a thing. If you get flagged for suspicious behavior... you know, by a gambling company, you're just... Imagine the people that have gotten flagged for suspicious behavior when they genuinely fucked up. You ever think about that? Like, dude, imagine you just make a numbskull move. You just make a numbskull decision on the field, and you genuinely just, like, had a total brain fart. And then the gambling companies are like, "Oh, we're coming. We see you. We're coming after you." You know, it's brutal. Carlo Ancelotti's not coaching Brazil. It came out. He extended with Real Madrid. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, so I think he's taking over Italy, man. At some point, I believe that he might want to keep that door open. If he had started coaching Brazil this year, I think that's a 4-year job at least. Takes him to 2028, maybe 29. You know, just you don't know if he takes over another national team after that. It's interesting that he didn't wind up going there. He's staying at Real Madrid. He's taking the money. I mean, he's getting paid an astronomical amount of money to stay there, and he's having, I think, a decent amount of success with that team. But I think he's keeping the door open for maybe wanting to take over Italy at some point. We'll see how Spalletti does. He might be around a couple of years, but
2024 Euro year.
Well, right. But he, you know, how long does Spalletti realistically stay around, right? He could. I mean, if it doesn't go well at the Euro, he might bail right away. But, you know, you probably think he wants to stay for a World Cup. Generally, they want to stick around for 4 years so they could do each tournament once at least, and accordingly kind of decide how long to stick around. And Italian coaches have often not really been, like, dynastic ones. Sometimes you'll have, like, a national team that just has this one guy at the helm for a long time. Southgate's kind of becoming one of those guys.
France has Deschamps.
Yeah. Yogi Löw, Germany. Joachim Löw was the nose picker. Remember him?
Yeah.
He was around for a while, dude. I think he was with the team in 2006 as the assistant when Klinsmann was the coach, and then he took over, and he was with them until, like, the 2018 World Cup. So we don't do that really much, you know. Why that is, I don't know. Maybe because, I mean, granted, in the last 10 years, it's been a lot of up and down. There have just been, like, horrible showings at World Cups. There have been 2 World Cups missed, and that'll shake things up a little bit. It'll at least make people wonder if you're the right guy for the job if you fucking miss a World Cup. It happened twice. Once in the case of a Donkey Ventura, and the other in the case of a guy who was, like, the man, you know, Mancini. And that kind of was the end of him. It was kind of ultimately what did him in. I know he stuck around for another year and change, but, like, Gravina kind of, I think, began overstepping after, you know, president of the FIGC of the Federation, Gravina, kind of overstepped, I think, a little bit after the failure to qualify for the World Cup, and Mancini didn't like that. But I think that was all down to, like, Gravina overstepping after the failure to qualify for the World Cup. And then, you know, Like Prandelli quit after he went out of the group stage of the World Cup in 2014. You know, Lippi was there in 2010, and he also, I mean, he was, you know, it was his second act, right? So that was never really going to be a dynasty. And then, you know, Conte sandwiched in somewhere there, and he kind of is a guy who never sticks around because he just, I mean, talking to selfish guys. I mean, you think a guy fucking cares about you and the team, and that Antonio Conte went to coach Inter, which, by the way, of course he did. But, like, if you're a Juve fan and you're mad that Antonio Conte went to coach Inter and you think it's, like, a big, grave act of, like, betrayal, you're just such a pussy. You're such a pussy, man. What do you think he's going to do? Not take a job? You think he's going to be too proud because he cares about the team? Is he an Agnelli? No, but really, is he a fucking Agnelli? Is it like is he turning his back on his family? He's a guy from Lecce. He's from fucking southern Italy. He played for Juve for a little while, and because he played a certain way, and because he, I don't know, because he was just like this southern Italian fiery little guy, they gave him the captain's armband once, and he was a good coach. He's a good coach because he just kind of, because he's crazy. He's a good coach because he's nuts. He just yells at his players until they kind of do what he wants them to do. He kind of controls them like FIFA characters, and that's why he succeeds. But it's not. But he's he doesn't owe it to Juve fans to not coach there. He'll come back. He'll probably coach Juve again at some point. You don't think he ever will? I like that he's doing all right now. They beat Roma yesterday. I mean, you know, they're 2 points behind Inter. They might, you know, they might go on a run and win the title. They might not, but they're winning games 1-0. I mean, it's working, I guess. I don't think it's still, you know, it's still not the most exciting Juve I've seen in my lifetime, but I don't know when Conte will take over, but he could at some point. The door's never closed is the point. You know, you just have these weirdos that are like, no, I never forget. He cheated on us, dude. You know, can we be adults here? You know what I'm saying? You've been married to your wife for 30 years, you know? And once, you know, one time she goes to a bachelorette party and she just fucking, you know, she sucks off a stripper, you know, just once. She has a moment. It's like, you know, what are we adults here? What are we, you know, we're going to throw it all away, going to throw away success. And that's the point. Now, again, you can kind of never forget and you could hold it over her head forever. But you understand, you can kind of now just say, you could say one of two things. You could say, no, that's wrong. I have principles. You cucked me. You could also say, listen, what are we going to do? We're going to fucking ruin our kids' lives because of your mistake? I'll never forget. But let's go. We got a job to do. Type of thing. Conte's back. You're not going to fucking, you know, you're not going to want him to do well because he betrayed the team and your trust. Be an adult. Be an adult. Get a mistress. Get your dick sucked. You know? Just say, listen, this was part of what it is. This is just what it is now. We're now people that occasionally need to let it out and blow a load with someone else. And where are we going with this? I mean, look, Carlo Ancelotti is, I would not have been happy to see him at Brazil. I would not have been happy to see him with the Brazilian national team. It wouldn't have felt right. You wonder if he maybe just leveraged it to get a job with Real Madrid. Ultimately, I don't care. I'm happy he's not taking it because I have in my mind that why do I want Carlo Ancelotti to coach Italy so bad?
Just feels like something, you know, he's a good coach.
He's
you have expectations that if he were to coach Italy, he'd somehow do well.
You just want to see every good coach do it once. It's like you want to see them all get a shot, you know?
It's like if there's an Italian youngster, you hope he plays for you.
Yeah. It's almost like there's too many good Italian coaches. And it's like, we got to give them all a shot, you know? Maybe they'll be the one. I do think that Ancelotti in particular it's kind of, he's like a generational coach. It's like if you're Portuguese, you should want Jose Mourinho to take over at one point, and that's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. You know what I'm saying? He's like maybe the best Italian coach of his generation. He's probably the winningest actually. So that's really fucking positive news overall, man. I think that's excellent. I guess. Last week we were talking about Claudio Marchisio being like a really like idealistic like image of an Italian man in some way. Carlo Ancelotti's kind of that as well. The suit, the sig, the hair, something about like being a bald coach that just doesn't sit well with you. Like Marco Donadel. Remember Marco Donadel? This guy used to play for the Impact back in the day. He had like long flowy hair, and I think he's like the coach of he's the coach of Ancona in Serie C now. And he's being interviewed to take over as the coach of the Montreal Impact now. And I saw a picture of him, and he's bald now. And for some reason, I didn't like that. I preferred him when he had long flowing hair. I don't know where the hair went. What the fuck happened? He had long hair, and you go from long flow to bald in 10 years. I mean, I guess it could happen, but I don't trust a bald coach as much. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it's nice when you see, like, the Italian national team coach having, like coiffed hair, and he chews something. He's always like chewing gum in a really aggressive way because he's like deeply addicted to nicotine. And I think he's a huge smoker, so he's like ripping nicotine gum all the time, and he just has this stern look about him that feels right. It feels very right, and I think he likes wine a lot. Like he's a big food connoisseur. He looks like he likes boar, like a boar ragu, There's something about, and here's the thing. I think we as Italians, I think, who like football, want the coach to be, and this is why people like Mancini, by the way. This is why people love Mancini. I think the women should want to sleep with the Italian national team coach. No, Italian women should want to.
Is that true for Ancelotti, though?
I do think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's daddy. He's daddy to a lot. No, but really, Mancini was a fit guy who like almost, he looked like he cycled. So that was like one kind of dad. And then Ancelotti's like a little more of the rugged dad bod. He's a little bit more of the rugged daddy. You know what I mean? He's got like nice flowy hair as well, but he's a little larger. But he used to play football. He just is a little more of a bon vivant, I think. I think they both are, to be honest. Different flavor of man, but very similar. Like maybe there's like a psychosexual element to it. I don't know. It's a little homoerotic. The fucking coach is there in a suit with like coiffed hair, chewing, looking aggressive, looking stern, caring about a thing that doesn't really matter, but nothing matters. A lot of people are mad now because Gino Sorbillo, the restaurant in Naples, is offering pineapple on pizza. And a lot of people are mad about that. It's a thing that doesn't matter. But to these people, it does. We just decide what matters and what doesn't. That's the point. You understand? Football doesn't matter, but it does to us. We just decide that it does. It's a thing that doesn't matter, but we say we're going to care about it anyway. That's why I like football. I say this doesn't matter, but I choose to care about it because it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel alive to see people that look like me run around a field and beat guys that look like them, that kind of look a little like me because it's the country next door. But fuck them. We're good. They're bad. They're Muslim. We're Christian. Or they're Protestant, we're not. Or we were at war once upon a time, and we're still holding a grudge about that. Why? We don't really care, but it feels nice. It feels nice to like be part of a tribe and to have like an affiliation to a group of people. And so Carlo Ancelotti lead us, and Luciano Spalletti's bald. I'm realizing now, which is I didn't even think about that. No one's gonna want to fuck Spalletti. That's the thing. He's a little bit of a nerd. But he's a philosopher, and Ancelotti's a little more live and let live. He's kind of more like, I trust him. And Spalletti's a little more anal, and he sounds it. He sounds it as well. You've heard him speak, right? Dobbiamo giocare in questo modo. Dobbiamo pensarci. Dobbiamo pensare al modo di giocare se vogliamo vincere questa partita. It's like, bro. Just like, stop philosophizing everything, dude. You're bald. We get it. You're not, you're resigned to the fact that you can't get pussy much, I mean, you could. You're rich and you're, famous, and that's worth something. And there are people that do OnlyFans in Italy that date rappers, but they would date you if the opportunity arose. That's fine. Like that. There was a porn star we were looking at before. You were asking me if I know Simba La Rue, the rapper, and I said, yeah. You ever see his girlfriend? Apparently, she like some crazy bitch, because I saw like a Daily Mail article about her like ordering the hit on like her like I think on him.
Yeah.
She got like another rapper. I think she was fucking on him with another rapper. Again, by the way, if she's fucking on you with someone else, you can dox her. You could dox her and revenge porn. Do what you gotta do. You release that shit. You could destroy her life. When I say your wife sucks off a stripper, you've been together 30 years. She could be dead to you after that point, but you're an adult about it, and you just go get your dick sucked down. And that's just that's the new dynamic of your relationship. You're now people that are no longer totally monogamous, and you stay together for the kids. That's what I was talking about before. This bitch, cheats on you. You've been together for 6 months, and she starts fucking with you, and she starts fucking on another guy, and she gets that guy to try to kill you. Yeah, she could be dead to you. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you can't be a fucking, a sucker. By the way, if my girlfriend ever cheats on me, it's over for her, right? I'm not saying I would do this. I'm just saying, this is what other people do, right? You do understand why people just kind of look the other way and say, all right, it's how things go, right? It's how things go. By the way, do men cheat? Yeah. Is it fine? It's not nice, but it's also like what they do. I will labor not to. I will get castrated if I do. That's my dynamic. That's my dynamic. I don't want to. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about the fact that I would get castrated if I cheat. Ideally, I want to be in a dynamic where I don't want to cheat. I'm kind of backtracking here a little bit just to not imply that I'm okay with infidelity, because I'm a good Catholic boy. See, but yeah, that rapper's porn star girlfriend would fuck Spalletti if given the opportunity, obviously, and that's fine. But there's not the same. Let's see how long Spalletti can last. Let us see how long he can last. Nobody will want to fuck him. And that is important. It is important to want to be fucked by the women a little bit. Because you got to understand, there are some women that won't know who he is. Your mom won't know my mom won't know who he is. My mom's going to watch the Euro this summer. Is your mom going to watch the Euro this summer? Yeah. How old's your mom? My mom's 56.
5.
Great. Same generation. Our moms are like in their 50s. They're moms, They're not like old. They're not like fucking pensioners, but they're not like, they're middle-aged, okay? 50's not what it used to be, but, you start to get to that point where you kind of say stuff where you're like, ma, all right. You don't really know what's going on. National anthem's playing. Whatever. Pans across the team. Mom says, wow, those are good-looking boys. Pans to the coach. Mancini was there. He's such a beautiful man. Spalletti's there. Who's that? Who is that? Who is he? Oh, okay. Nobody's thinking they want him to fuck you. He just doesn't look like he could plow you. I don't know why. It's just, he might be fit. It's just, he has the wrinkles on his forehead because he's very very pensive, and he's very he's a deep thinker, and I want Sarri to become the coach of Italy, dude. I want to smell the smoke when it pans to him.
Chewing on his...
his teeth, dude. His fucking disgusting teeth. Because he's also... I love the different types of Italian man that exist. You have like you have daddy that everyone wants to fuck with the nice hair in the suit who cycles. Then you have daddy with the nice hair in the suit that everyone wants to fuck, who eats boar and smokes. Then you have the guy who's a little unkept, who like kind of, what is Sarri really? He's a guy from the, I don't know. He feels like he'd be like reading a newspaper in a piazza and be a little disgruntled about whatever he's reading, You know what I'm saying? Ancelotti's reading the newspaper with his, they're both smoking, but Ancelotti's a little more. He looks like a Bond. He looks like a character out of James Bond. Yeah, I don't know. And Sarri, conversely, just kind of looks like disheveled. And they're friends. they're friends, but they're friends from work, and they discuss work, but they go about it very differently. It'd be funny, like a cop show, like Ancelotti and Sarri. You know, the very different methods. You know, Ancelotti's like the face. He kind of like he's the guy that like goes to the media to give the press conferences in his suits, and he talks about like the case and what we know. And Sarri's the guy getting dirty, dude, just fucking investigating. He's the one like in the investigation room with his sleeves rolled up, you know, just rip fucking cigarette in mouth, dude. Just saying, all right, you got to tell me what you need to know. You got to tell me what I need to know. You got to tell me everything you need to know. He's the one that's getting dirty. He's sweating through his shirt, you know. Ventura, in hindsight, was just such a bad PR move on all fronts. Like, not only did he have no redeeming qualities about him aesthetically, but also his football was, like, just weird and shit. Like, he just was kind of this, like, grifter. I don't know. He was a fraud, dude. And you know, but I do think that Spalletti will have an opportunity to do well at the Euro, and how he does will obviously determine how beloved he is. But he will not be as beloved as Ancelotti would be, or be as beloved as, you know, Mancini was, because he just doesn't have the... I'm telling you, man, if men don't want to be you and they don't kind of have a little bit of jealousy, then they kind of like just question you a little bit. There's a little bit more skepticism there. You don't need people are going to say, who is this bald fuck? Just being bald makes... I'm telling you, it's ammo. I'm telling you. People watch the sport passively, once in a blue moon sometimes, you know? And they, you know, they kind of just, they don't know about his merits and what he's accomplished, and they will look to him one day and say, in the summer, they'll say, who is this guy? If he doesn't win the first game against Albania, it's going to say, who is this bald fucking bald fuck? It's going to be a lot of that, bald fuck. Bald fuck is honestly, it's a great insult. It's just so direct and 2 syllables. You bald fuck. Nice bite to it, and it's reality. You're just commenting on reality. You're not saying you're a degenerate. It's not really a criticism on who you are as a guy. It's just, you sad bald fuck. We know you want hair, but you ain't got it. You just wish you had hair. You bald fucking bitch. Yeah, so it's, you know, it's important that, I guess, the coach have a certain image because we care about like defending the patriotism. There's a lot of little like flags, a lot of little things that we can kind of attribute to, you know, Italian identity, and people cling to them. People cling to them in ways that are a little weird sometimes. So there's this thing going on now. So I've been to Gino Sorbillo. It's good pizza. It's good pizza. It's one of the OG pizza restaurants in Naples. It's I think they have a pop-up in New York. They had one at one point. I did not attend when I was there last month. But it's just a Neapolitan pizzeria with a lot of like clout. And the thing you're supposed to do as an Italian person, as a person who identifies as Italian, whatever that means. You got an Italian mom and you're fucking ginger, but you associate. I don't know. You feel some kind of tie to the culture. You feel Italian. You have this like instinct to defend like the honor of pizza for some reason, and it cannot have pineapple on it. That's just a rule that they I don't know. It's a rule that we're all supposed to believe in. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I'm not gonna lie, I like it.
That's fine.
I like late night Domino's.
I've had it.
Pineapple
I
pizza.
think I've had it once.
It can hit.
Yeah, but you know, when I was a child, I would say, ew, that's gross. But then I grew up and I was like, oh, it's sweet and savory. It's fine.
It's different. It's not like my go-to. But
yeah, me neither.
Sometimes you just want to eat
I've never craved it.
I don't crave it, but like late night, if like the boys are out, we order Domino's pizza, we'll get a pineapple pizza.
Because you know what? Here's the thing, and it all comes down to this. You don't want to be gay. What are you going to do? The boys are having a Domino's pizza. You're not going to have it? Don't be gay. Just eat it. We got to think of a better word. But it's such a good word, dude. It's such a good fucking, it kind of like encapsulates, it's like, hey, stop what you're doing. You know? You just say that to guys and they get it, you know? Yeah, it's like if you don't, yeah, that's actually good. If you don't eat pineapple on pizza, you're gay. You know? No, I mean, even though it's ironically, it's fruity, but it makes you fruity if you don't, I don't know, whatever. It's stupid. But look, this fucking guy, Gino Sorbillo, is putting pineapple on pizza in Naples now. It's a whole article here. It's a big deal. Naples' famous pizza chef, Gino Sorbillo, stuns traditionalists by including pineapple toppings for the first time and even films himself breaking the Italian taboo. Gino Sorbillo is considered one of Naples' best Neapolitan pizza makers. People will call him a sellout now and say he's lost his, his pizzaiolo card, whatever the fuck that means. But it's like, dude, it's experimental. That's the point, People in Italy actually like trying different stuff out. You know that, right? They like trying different cool stuff out because to them it's boring. It's pizza.
Sorry.
It's Italian food.
Did you see? I just saw a clip. It's the McKenny and Keane. They did like a podcast or whatever.
Okay.
Keane started a podcast. He had like Leao on, and now he had McKenny on.
Yeah.
McKenny was saying the opposite. He was saying that like people in Italy are too like they're not open enough, and he was saying that he puts like pesto. He mixes pesto with like tomato sauce and like I forget what.
Well, but hang on. There's a line though. See, so that's the thing. Yeah. There's a line. See, the thing is, Weston McKennie, he's an American piece of scum who has no taste. He might be a cool guy, but he looks respectfully. He has like the big cheeks. He looks like a guy that does that. That grew up mixing. You don't cross sauces. Yeah. There was a thing a few years ago where Alex Ovechkin. On Spit and Chicklets, they were talking about this. Apparently, Ovechkin was such an animal that, like, in the pregame meal, he would, like, go for, like, the white sauce and the red sauce, and he would cross the sauces. You don't cross the sauces. You can't do that. That's just objectively rancid. He's wrong about that. Like, McKennie is a bit of a culinary idiot, but he's also, this is a guy, we're going to fucking take his word at face value. They call him Big Mac in fucking Italy because he apparently eats Burger King all the time. No, it's a thing. They allege that he eats too many burgers and fries. We're going to fucking take this guy's word at face value. The guy's never had fine dining in his life and fucking actually appreciated it, Some people shouldn't have money. Can I say that? Weston McKennie has money because he plays football well, but he shouldn't have money. He should have money because he's good at football because he deserves it. But he shouldn't have money in the way that it's going to sound horrible. He shouldn't have money in the way that I should have money because I could appreciate it. I could dress myself. I could feed myself, Dude, if I had the money that Weston McKennie has, I would, you understand, every time anyone would see me, they would say, I want to fuck that guy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't drive a fucking little dick Lamborghini, dude. That's the thing. All the people, you were telling me before that you saw an ad on TikTok that was like, if you don't have a Lamborghini by the end of this ad, you're a fucking loser, which is crazy. That's like one of the craziest, most direct ads I've ever seen. We've all seen those before, right? Are you tired of being a fucking loser? Then watch this. Did you know that the real way to make money on Amazon is not actually through selling products, it's by entering into human trafficking? We've all seen those. But it's like everyone's looking for a quick way to make money so they can buy a Lamborghini. By the way, Tate's not helping that. You're Bugatti. Bugatti, stunning. I'm sorry. It's a power move if you have one. But the real power move, what real rich people do, people who are rich up here. See, Tate is a guy who I think, and this is an interesting thing. He was poor, and you have to respect him for this. He was poor, and he was a kickboxer, and he talks about how he ate like shit. Like he ate like beef and beans and rice with his brother, and then they made money together. But when you have nothing and you make money, you do outlandish things like buy Bugattis. Real rich people who have like been born into it don't do that. They're born into it, and they're a little more subtle, and they might have like a Maserati, They might have a Maserati Quattroporte, a 4-door Maserati. Not a car that costs $2.5 million. A car that costs $200,000. A cool $200,000. $150,000, whatever. Soup it up, And they wear suits. Dude, if I if I had Weston McKennie's money, how much does Weston McKennie make per year? How much does Weston McKennie make per year? He's been fucking playing in Italy for what, 3 years now? He was making a little bit of money in Germany as well. He was making a little scratch. 2.5 million euro net. Oh my God, dude. If this, so that, what is that in Canadian dollars? That's like fucking like 4 million Canadian dollars. If I was clearing 4 million, dude. If I was clearing $4 million net, and I know that this is how losers speak. If I had his money, here's what I would do. But you understand? I would smell like. You understand? I would probably invest in like a person to manage my personal hygiene. And I would like use a cologne that actually like seeps into my pores and begins like just mixing in with my pheromones and emanates naturally. Just when I wake up in the morning before I've even applied it, it just emanates like a beautiful fucking like smell. And you're not even sure what it is. You're not sure if it's a flower or steak. It's kind of both. And you just think, I want this guy to breed me. And it's not even the same way. Here's the problem, bro. People that make money quickly and buy Lamborghinis, the reason that they wind up with porn stars and OnlyFans models is because these are women. These are like women down here. You understand? Because they have no self-respect, okay? And I don't want to be that guy. Let's be honest, because they have no self-respect and because they're like, tits for attention, tits for money, tits for dick. It's a quicker transactional classless thing. Just hit the fucking mic. I'm knocking over the mic here. I'm all over the place. But the real, I think, blue chip women, who are either honestly subtle, don't really post anything, and are either like rich because their dad succeeded and they grew up with money and they could just sniff it out, they would appreciate that pheromone. You understand that if I were to come up to Cromaz, that fucking bitch in Toronto, smelling like acqua di Parma mixed with like a Dolce Gabbana Santal, like sandalwood, like fucking into my pores, out through the pheromones, smelling like steak and flowers, she would think. Now here's the problem. She would smell me and think. She would think I was a homosexual. No, but she would. And so she would go for a guy who raps, who smells like maybe like a Paco Rabanne, 1 million, very aggressive. I wear 1 million sometimes, by the way, because I'm not loaded. That's the point, by the way. And she says, "Yeah, I'll just that guy." And then it doesn't work out because it's like this relationship like on these weird pretenses where it's, you know, where there's this like dynamic of. There's this dynamic of he's going to cheat because he's a bit of a scumbag and she's kind of, you know, she hasn't set, good parameters for the relationship where, there's like a healthy dynamic where you support each other, love each other. No, it's like you post naked pictures of yourself and men are constantly sending you their penis. And this guy raps about wanting to fuck as many bitches as possible, and so he does, you know. And so when it doesn't, when that happens, you get mad and you break up and it's fiery. Conversely, when rich people cheat on each other, it's understood to be transactional, and it's that thing I said before. It's, listen, what are we gonna ruin we're gonna go through a fucking divorce, get lawyers involved in this? What are we gonna do? We're adults. I'm watching Succession now. There's a great line. Are we adults or are we not adults? Like in one of the first seasons, or in the first season, one of the first few episodes. Are we adults or are we not? We're fucking adults here. We're fine, Go to your bachelor party, we're adults, That's how a lot of rich people do it. They kind of just say, what will be. Now, again, there's a line, right? Usually the line is, actually, if a guy starts like what Hunter Biden did, for example. Like if he starts like banging like strippers and filming it, then it's just an optical issue. But if he does it in private and he does it quietly and nobody knows about it, then it's kind of fine. Or if he has like a lover, like a younger lover, people kind of understand, yeah, all right, I'm just going to, take a Vicodin and just drink a little rosé, and I'll shut up and be here in the Hamptons wearing my wedges, and I'm gonna be cool. He does what he does. He makes money. But you understand that. So just to circle back here, if I smell that way, I'm attracting daughters of rich people who are low key, or female tennis players. Because female tennis players live in Monaco and they're in that ether of European wealth, and they kind of want a guy who they wouldn't smell me and think I'm gay. They would think, no, he's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Kromaz wants a guy who's like, he wants a guy who's like, I'm gonna fuck a bitch. If you've ever said, I'm gonna fuck this bitch, I'm gonna fuck a bitch, I'm gonna fuck a bitch, I'm gonna pound this bitch. You understand that's not the same as doing what. This isn't a racial thing, by the way, where I'm like, this isn't like how Europeans fuck it. I know I'm talking like a fucking like a black person from the hood, but you could be a black guy who kind of has the European money mentality is what I'm saying here. Like Félix Auger-Aliassime is like a tennis player. He's from Montreal. He's what I'm talking about. He smells like steak and flowers. I think he's a black. He looks black. I'm not really sure. I think he is. To be honest, I think he's like half French Canadian and half Arab. I don't really know. But let's say he's black for this thought experiment. Whatever. He's a good example of a guy who isn't going to just say, you know, he's not going to try to fuck you like a porn star. He's going to try to fuck you like a deviant European guy with money. That's almost better. Like Manuel Ferrara, you know? Like that guy. He's like he kind of has this weird thing about him where he kind of like, I mean, he's trash because he's a porn star, but he has this look about him where he's like, yes, I wear a suit, and we're in Monaco. We will fuck in Monaco, baby. It's a little bit of that. You know, he has a bit of that energy, you know? Rocco Siffredi is this Italian porn star, and his whole thing is he grinds his teeth, and he kind of like, he's actually a horrible example because he's a horrible example because because here's the thing. Actually, Italian perverts go in a whole class of their own. They go in a whole class of their own, truly. What I was talking about last week, like the Italian man that'll anally fuck you after like feeding you like veal. That's what I'm talking about. Red wine, veal, anal fuck. That's Rocco Siffredi, I guess, because he's like biting down. Yes, you're the best, and we need the best. You're so sexy. Come here. That's a whole other thing. European money fuck is kind of like, you're so self-assured, you know. I don't need a Bugatti. I smell like steak and flowers and sandalwood. And you smell that, and you just know that's like the call. It's the call. It's the cat call. It's the fucking. It's the signal. It's the bat signal. You know that I'm worth your time. How did I get to talking about all of this?
Money, Weston McKennie, food, pineapple on pizza.
Weston McKennie. Wow. The pod's so ADD, isn't it? It's such. It's great. You know, you like watch other pods and you're like, I like the way this guy does it. I wish my pod would be more like him. It's like, nah, like you gotta just fucking do whatever the fuck you do. No one does it like you. No one does it like this. I love how like sometimes I'm like, dude, I wonder why this doesn't like get more love and attention. It's like you tune in and it's like, you don't cross the sauces. You really, what it comes down to is you don't want to fuck her too hard. You kind of just want to like give off this impression that you can if you want to. And then through like some weird like money dynamic, she comes harder. It's like where do we
and
get?
Ancelotti should be the coach of Italy.
Yeah, for psychosexual reasons. But Gino Sorbillo. Okay. There's a Napolitan pizza. Okay, let's cut to the chase here, all right? Let's get to the fucking bottom. The bottom line is a Napolitan pizzaiolo who's very respected is putting pineapple on pizza, and the Bello Bros are having night terrors right now because that's their whole thing. They're good guys, but they're like, no, we don't put pineapple on pizza. I get it. I have never put pineapple on my own pizza, but it has been served to me, and I've been curious as to what the mess was. It's not the best. It's a little weird, but it's okay. It's sweet. It's savory. So, McKennie is right that a lot of Italians do gatekeep the culture, even in Italy. But there are also like cohorts of like artisanal Italians who do like the idea of saying, "Wow, this is boring." You have two kinds of actually culinary Italian extremes. One is the purist who's like, "We make semolina pasta and we serve it to you like it's supposed to be," and that's it. And the other guy's like, we're making pasta with Pop-Tarts that we've ground up. No, but really, like you have really kind of, you have traditionalists and you have people that do like to occasionally kind of spruce it up a little bit. And a lot of the time, the people that like to spruce it up, whatever that thing is, like a traditional dish or what have you, is influenced by their experiences. So if they go to Japan, they'll make like a I don't know, maybe a sushi pizza. That's a stupid example, but you understand what I'm saying? You do have like fusion that occurs in a lot of, Italian restaurants. So this guy, Gino Sorbillo, at maybe like I guess this is kind of like ground zero for pizza, is now giving into I don't know, like an American trend. Let's see what we got to say about this. Dilo, why don't you read this one? So again, the title of this is Naples' famous pizza chef Gino Sorbillo stuns traditionalists by including pineapple toppings for the first time and even films himself breaking the Italian taboo. Take it away, Dilo.
All right. Famous Naples pizza chef Gino Sorbillo has stunned traditionalists by introducing pineapple toppings for the first time. The fruity edition is both loved and hated by pizza eaters across the globe.
Sorry.
And is considered by some...
Fruity. Sorry, restart. The fruity edition.
The fruity edition is both loved and hated by pizza eaters across the globe and is considered by some as an affront to traditional Italian cuisine.
Well, here's the thing. If you love pineapple on pizza, you're a little bit of a weirdo as well. Some people... You should never say that it's your favorite pizza. It's objectively not the best kind of pizza. It's weird. It's a sweet and savory thing going on, and it's kind of like... It almost tastes like Chinese food. It's like... You know what I'm saying?
Some sweet sauce, yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like like Chinese American food. It shouldn't be your favorite. If you say that pineapple on pizza or fucking Hawaiian pizza is your favorite kind of pizza, you don't like pizza. We agree about that, right? At the very least. Okay. I'm not gonna be this guy that's like scandalized. I do understand because I'm a grown up. I understand what he's doing here. He's trying to thing out. But let's not pretend that this is like. Let's not pretend that this is the first thing you should have on the menu. Go on.
In a video posted on social media, Mr. Sorbillo, considered Naples' best pizza maker, showcased the dish that will be available in his restaurants from now on, and even filmed himself taking a bite.
I love it. Like he even dared to take a bite. Because sometimes what they do is they'll be like, a lot of Italians do this in America when they come over. They're like, listen, questo fa schifo, but I'm gonna make it anyway because these people are animals. There was a guy who Dave Portnoy once went to the restaurant of this place in New Jersey called Buon Noco. It is. And this guy was like from Naples. He'd been there for like 10 years. And he goes, I make the pizza the way they like it, big. And he films himself sometimes like doing whatever they ask for. They being the customers. Literally, he's taking live orders. Like he does it like on Instagram Live. And he kind of shits on that. He shits on them like, these fucking scostomad. And he makes it anyway. Because, but this isn't that. The guy's actually eating it. He's saying, this is good. After giving the pizza a try, Mr. Sorbillo said, it's good. He then encouraged his customers to keep an open mind, adding, guys, don't go wild. I'm tied to tradition, but I want to try it. I love how he's like, dude, he's talking about how he like, it almost sounds like he wants to fuck like a transsexual or something. He's like, listen, I still like pussy, but I want to try this. I want to try, keep an open mind. Please don't come after me. Famous Naples pizza chef. Sorbillo pictured as stunt traditional by introducing pizza. Mr. Sorbillo belongs to one of the oldest pizza chef families in Naples and is now considered Naples' best pizza maker. I love the oldest pizza families. This is that. Oh man, that's the thing about Naples, man. This is why people like that city. Is because they don't like. I guess they don't have a ton of like industry. They just kind of have a few things that kind of make them feel alive. They have soccer, unimportant. They have food, also unimportant.
And they have a volcano.
And they have
important.
And they have like, I don't know, a vibe. They have a vibe. Also not important. Ultimately not important. Not for self-actualization or for fulfillment in life. But because these are like the three main ingredients. Vibe, football, pizza. Calcio, pizza. And I don't know, essence. It kind of... It's very simple. It's a very simple city, but it's also easy to fall in love with because all you have to do is like pizza and say, I fucking love it here. If you love pizza, you go to Naples, you're like, fuck, I'm in heaven. You know what I'm saying? And I do think it's also like one of the reasons why people that live there kind of, might view this as a personal affront, right? Because they're like, well, this goes against what we're about. It's like, dude, if what you're about is a dish, like, you got to start living life a little bit, But again, the simplicity of it is nice. Football team does well, we're happy. Eat a little pizza, we're happy. Then what do? They fucking complain. They say, life's tough over here. It's a tough city. The ones who don't complain, by the way, are the ones who like actually like go, work in industry, of which there are many. We only hear about we tend to not hear about those people, at least in cinema and stuff. Like the shit that they'll, the shit that content gets released around is like a lot of like mafia and like poor people in Naples in particular, and a lot of soccer. But it's not a lot of rich fucks. Not a lot of rich bucks. There's I don't know that there's like been a show about like the chief magistrate of Naples. By the way, he might have thoughts on the city as well. How funny would it be if like the mayor of Naples is also like he's just like this pessimist? Because a mayor is supposed to be like this guy who's like, this is the best city on earth. I'm a real optimist. But how funny would it be if a mayor was like, listen,
there's no hope.
Qua non ci sta niente, non ci sta una speranza, voglio. That's why we gotta change. Honestly, that'd be a good like way to run. Senza speranza. That's what everyone in the south of Italy says.
It's like a football coach. Like
we're left without a hope.
Put them down to like hopefully give them motivation.
Yeah. I want. You know what I want? I want my football coaches to talk like politicians, and I want my politicians in Italy to talk like coaches. That's what I want. I want Carlo Ancelotti to go up there and fucking be a great political, be a great politician. Just be like a great political mind, almost like we leave politics aside, bridge the gap. Unite the team, and I want my fucking politicians to be just yelling up on a stage all the time, trying to motivate the people, motivate the masses. That's what keeps shit interesting, Sorbillo's grandparents, Luigi Sorbillo and Carolina Esposito, founded the first pizzeria in 1935 on Via dei Tribunali, a Naples street defined by many as Via della Pizza Napoletana, in the ancient center of the city. Some of Mr. Sorbillo's restaurants carry his name, while others have been titled names such as Zia Esterina and Olio a Crudo. The chef lives in Naples but travels from one city to another while keeping an eye on all of his restaurants, also appearing on TV shows, at food events. He has won a number of awards, a recent one being the winner of the Championship of Napolitan Pizza. Okay, well, this is the thing, man. When you do a thing well, a lot of the time, a lot of these artists want to destroy it. They want to try to self-sabotage and see how far they could test it. It's so great, though, that you just got to throw one ingredient on a fucking pizza in Italy and people are like, ah! Like that's all it takes to, rattle people and just, be a disruptor. I'm looking at this pizza right now. Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have much pineapple on it. It's got like a couple of pieces. It almost looks like it could be orange slices. It's like baked in. So they're not like chunks. It's like you get a whole piece of pineapple. It's like a slice. Sorbillo is considered to be responsible for changing the perception of the pizzaiolo, meaning pizza chef, from a second-rate cook into a highly respected occupation, managing to lift pizza into a respected cuisine. Meanwhile, the debates about whether pineapple on pizza is a good idea have continued to this day, with people still debating the subject on social media. I mean, listen. Putting pineapple on pizza is like putting banana. Yeah, it's just... The problem is, think about who's going to order this. Right? It's on the menu. By the way, I love how much of a big deal this is. That it being on the menu is like newsworthy. But it's on a menu. Who orders that then? Think about it. You're from Naples and you go to visit this restaurant. You frequent the establishment. Maybe you try it. Because you say, let's see what the beginning. Let's see what the fuss is about. Vediamo se lo fa bene. But then if you're a tourist, I mean, you're more likely to have ever had it, right? If you're a local in Italy, you're not likely to have ever really had it just because it's super uncommon. You'd have to do it like in private. You'd have to literally buy pineapple and try it in private. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure it's good, by the way. It's not like, there's no tomato sauce on it. It's probably looks like a white pizza almost. It's like a white pizza with a little basilico. Yeah, it's basically, you know what it is? It's just like mozzarella.
Yeah.
Pineapple and like basil. Instead of tomato, which is sweet, he's got pineapple. I'm sure it's not bad. But the thing is, again, you're probably more likely to have tried it if you're an outsider and you see pineapple on the menu and you say, great, okay, I'll try that. But then, the waiter's kind of going to look at you like you're a bit like maleducato. Like, It's almost like it can't be the first thing you order. You know what they should do? They should say you need to have come here 3 times before you could try this shit. Because if you have like tourists coming in saying, I want to try the pineapple on the pizza, it's enough to make you, even the guy on the menu should say, no. That's the funny thing about being Italian. This guy's like putting it on the menu, but he's probably like, no. But like, there are rules. There are still rules. That's actually the way you should do it. You should say, if you've eaten here 3 times, you get to sample it.
I'll give you like a voucher that you have to bring every single time you stamp it.
Or, you know, be even better, dude, is like if the waiter has to have a conversation with you and he decides if you're ready for it. You have a conversation with a Neapolitan guy and he decides if you could take it. And if she's like, you know, because the patron in this case is a lady, I don't know why. It's because I could do a higher pitch voice. I want pineapple on the pizza. He could say no. He could say no.
You're not ready.
In fact,
we'll start you off with the regular pizza.
No. Pack your shit. Get out of here. Never come back. Scan your eyes on the way out. You ever fucking step within 10 feet of the restaurant, we'll shoot you down. We got snipers on the roof. Don't even fucking look at this place no more. That would be the best way to do it. If he did that, then people would respect it. They would say, fine, you know, it's on the menu, but it's not, she's not selling out for, you know, people that come to visit from abroad, and it's only for the reals. Maybe then it's like a trick where it's like if you ever order it as a Neapolitan guy, they serve it to you and then they go, great. That was a trick. It was a trick question. You're out. You're out now. Real Napolitan. This actually is secretly just like a covert way to find out like who's a real pizza. Who's a real pizza? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Pizza doesn't matter, bro. You know? If pizza didn't exist, your life and my life would be the same. If pizza had never been invented, but it does exist, so we gotta care about it. Why? Because we gotta care about stuff. Who cares, right? Who cares, bro? You know? The states are going to civil war this year, bro. The U.S. is going to civil war. Fucking Maine and Colorado are not letting Trump run now. He's going to appeal that to the Supreme Court. The bases are going to get riled up. Civil war. It's coming. You know, let's just think about pizza. Let's think about pizza, dude. It's the best. Argue about pizza. You know what? Fuck it. I'm arguing against this. It's a disgrace, dude. Gino Sorbillo is a fucking disgrace, dude. He's a fucking disgrace. I will never have pineapple on pizza because I'm a real Italian. This Neapolitan pizza maker who's been in the business his whole life, he doesn't know anything about nothing. Fuck him. I prefer the Sicilian slice down in Brooklyn at Luigi's to this fucking. Isn't it great when Italian Americans talk about how American pizza is like better than Italian pizza? Portnoy thinks Italian pizza sucks. Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. I say pizza doesn't matter, and I say who gives a shit. When Dave Portnoy says that, I want to kill him. So I do care, you know? And the funny thing is, I don't even have to tell myself, you got to care about this like I do with soccer now, where it's like, hey, try to care. No, I actually just get mad. Why do I get mad? I don't know. Because I just think you don't know what you're talking about.
And he's spreading his word to everyone. And now
he's spreading the word to the
hate.
bros, all the bros, dude.
Everyone hates Italian pizza now.
People do hate Italian pizza. People have contempt for Italian pizza. He's like, it's Neapolitan. So this is, you already know this is going to be bad.
You got people going into restaurants. This is not my type of pizza.
And they're like, yeah, this is the first pizza ever. Imagine going to Don Michele and being like, yeah, this is Neapolitan pizza. This is no good. You ever been to Don Michele? You ever been to Naples? Oh my god, dude, it's objectively the best pizza ever. It's sweet, tangy, it's savory, it's got it all, man. I mean, they got like 3 menu. Sorry, I literally think there's like 4 pizzas on that menu. 4 pizzas, dude. It's, nobody does it better than them, dude. You probably literally have people. This has happened before. Because, dude, hundreds of people go there every day, thousands. The lineup outside is fucking crazy. There is a guy who's been there before and been like, not as good as New Haven. Because of Portnoy. Isn't it crazy that Portnoy is just this guy who likes pizza done a certain way? So if you char pizza and it's like thin and crispy, then he comes in his pants. And he's just like this guy who's going around. He's the arbiter of like what's good and bad when it comes to pizza. But he's just ranking it according to his taste, It's pretty crazy in hindsight, There's got to be some idiot out there who likes like a thick pizza, right? Like just some kind of like thick fucking doughy pizza. And if he can go around, ranking pizzas according to his taste, he would influence nobody because no one knows who he is. But what if like Portnoy had his taste, and he was just going around this sharing like garbage, like this garbage taken about pizza. Because again, the Portnoy scale's not bad. Thin and crispy is good, but he also says that Neapolitan's bad. He's wrong. If you don't want to suck Carlo Ancelotti's dick, you're a fucking Finnock. That's the note we're ending on. Thought that would hit a little. I thought that would land a little better, just out of context. You know, Dilo, would you suck Carlo Ancelotti's dick?
No.
You're a fucking. You know what you are. Would you? Hear me out? Would you let him suck your dick?
No.
With his hair, with his hair in the way. He's pulling. You wouldn't let Roberto Mancini suck your dick, dude. He's pulling his hair back. He has to fucking tie his hair up.
That's wild.
I mean, I think he's gonna take over. I think he's gonna take over in 2026. I think Spalletti's gonna get out of the group of the Euro, go out in the quarterfinal, go down swinging, stick around for 2 years, qualify for the World Cup. You know, Carlo Ancelotti's wife is like Canadian. He probably would really love it if he can coach a World Cup in Canada. Maybe he takes over before that. I would love it. Happy New Year to you all. Good luck. This will be, another year in the books. This was a fun year for us. I mean, we started this less than a year ago on YouTube, but Dilo, thank you for your contributions this year. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for subjecting yourself to the real mess that this pod is. No, but it is, and that's fine. It's in the name. But thank you for your diligence and your presence and your putting up with the shit like being asked. I mean, we're starting off the year and we're ending off the year with borderline sexual harassment.
That's true.
Remember?
Yeah.
Relating to penises.
Yeah.
The start of the year, the patat in the pan. What did I fucking put? I put a fucking potato in my pants. I don't even remember what I did. What the fuck did I do at the start of the year? I don't even remember.
Socks or something.
Oh, it was a sock. Yeah, that's right. It would have been great if I put a fucking potato in my pants. Dude, you see our fucking Christmas tree, dude? It's a fucking fat boy, dude. It looks like that fucking looks like a fucking potato cock, dude. It's a fucking fat boy. Put a soup can in my pants, dude. Can you imagine just walking around like fucking taking huge steps. Listeners, get at me at I'm Sam Adamo on the socials, and please rate the pod if you have not. Hope you enjoyed this episode. A very happy New Year to you all, and we'll see you next week. Till next time, alla prossima. Ciao.
A realtà fra scinnamenti state maledite, un pazzi quando erano vissuti.